The Mega.
Hour.
What is up, YouTube?
What's up, Monster World? How we doing?
It's me, Cameron Legume, aka Super Cam, coming at you back again with another great YouTube video. This is the first episode of the Monster Mash Variety Power Hour 3000, and the first episode as well, if you all watched the prologue. Well, I am joined by my co-host, Arthur Alvarez.
It's me, Arthur Alvarez. You know me from my YouTube channel where I review every new iPhone and all the Apple products, and my Madden gameplays on Twitch and Kick.
I have a question about your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So, of course, there's like iPhone reviewers like Marcus Brownlee.
Yeah.
But there's also guys like Tech Rex, who's one of my favorites. And what he does is he gets iPhones and he'll just drop them. He'll get like 100 iPhones and put them in like a pool of Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Would you ever do anything like that?
Now, see, here's the thing. If you're taking an iPhone and you're covering it in duct tape and dropping it from the top of a building, you're clearly not an Apple fan like I am.
Okay.
So what I do is I get the phone from Verizon, from my Verizon plan, and I use it, and then I talk about how good or bad it is.
Interesting. Would you put like a Samsung in a pool of Coca-Cola or maybe PepsiCo?
Yeah, I'd probably dunk a Samsung phone into a milkshake if it doesn't freaking explode on me. Remember that?
The fucking battery will pop out.
Remember when those were freaking exploding on everybody? It was freaking crazy.
Yeah, I never had that issue because I was never poor, you know?
Yeah, I always had the iPhones. I had the first iPhone. I waited in line at the Apple store for that.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've been a big iPhone fan for a long time. And if you go to my channel, Arthur Alvarez, it's Arthur, also on Twitch and Kick. Mm-hmm. You can find my reviews and my Madden and FIFA gameplays.
Are you more of a Madden or a FIFA head?
I'm more of a Madden guy, of course, as a Cleveland native. Go Browns! I'm a Madden guy.
What about FIFA though? Do you think it's like soccer's gay?
I've heard a lot of people say that soccer's gay.
That's what I've heard. I would never call anything gay, but I've just heard around the playground that it's gay.
I would just like older kids say soccer gay and stuff like that, but I don't think so.
Okay. We're very progressive here. I know, I don't want to speak for Arthur, but Super Cam is woke.
Yeah, Super Cam's very woke. Arthur Alvarez, I am also very woke.
Yeah, we believe in the Green New Deal, and we voted for Hillary.
Yes.
And Kamala.
Yeah, voted for Hillary, voted for Kamala, voted for Joe Biden.
Of course.
Of course. May he rest in peace. I heard he just passed at age 100.
No way.
Yeah, he just passed. He was
Holy
100.
Shit.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yep.
That's just like turned my world upside down.
Yeah, so
all
I guess
around.
Kamala's the next president for a couple weeks until DT, of course, can't speak his name, enters office.
Yeah, he who shall not be named.
He who shall not be named. Friggin' Tump.
What I just don't get about Donald Trump, I just don't understand. Like, why can't he just be cool, you know? Like, how hard is it to just be nice to everyone around you?
Yeah,
and he gets up there and he's like,
jerk.
He's like fucking, oh, well, Elizabeth Warren said she was Native American, but she's not. Come on.
Why do you have to say that?
Yeah, people do bad stuff sometimes.
And he's always talking about, he's just a jerk.
Yeah.
Oh, it just gets me so
It's gonna be real bad. Whenever he got almost assassinated, I cheered.
Yeah. Hey Siri, if you're listening, stop listening. But I also cheered. I stood up in my kitchen and pumped my fist.
Yeah, I was playing a game of Rocket League. I just fucking chucked the controller at the TV, man. So I don't have a TV anymore because of that. But I was so excited, and then just typical fucking idiot living in Butler, PA, couldn't do shit.
Yeah. Shout out.
Probably was
Butler,
like too
PA.
fucking drunk.
He's too drunk off IC Light or Yingling.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he's got off a fucking hard shift welding.
He's
He's
at
like,
the mill.
At the mill, he's like, I'm gonna go assassinate Donald Trump, and then
And of course he failed because he was too hammered.
He's a fucking loser.
He was too hammered. But let's hope the next guy doesn't fail.
Yeah, we would never do anything
Siri,
like
if you're
this.
listening, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Hey, NASA, if you're listening, I'm joking. In Minecraft.
Hey, NASA, in Minecraft. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you ever watched the movie Snowden?
Yes, about
NASA, like
Ed Snowden. Yeah, NASA.
NASA, like fucking tapping our phones and shit.
Yes, I remember that.
I was all for it on 9/11. So we had to fucking get those guys. You
Right.
know?
That
They
we
fucking
had a
deserve.
goal.
I don't feel bad about anything that happened because they deserved it after what they all did for 9/11.
Yeah.
But come on, dude. It's like 20. It was like 2011, and you're still looking at what porn I'm watching. Get out of here.
Yeah, for real. Like I remember, like I looked at my iPhone, of course, and it was like something's off here. Something's
Yeah.
off. Someone's definitely monitoring my activity, and they know about my activity on my phone.
Yeah, I remember. I remember this distinctly. I was playing Flappy Bird. This was long ago.
Rest in
You
peace.
can't download Flappy Bird anymore. Real ones, real 90s kids know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was playing Flappy Bird. It just kept failing on me, and I was like, dude, somebody has got to be like behind this. And I saw that Snowden movie, and it freaking clicked. And I was like, you know what? Freaking NASA was ruining my Flappy Bird.
Yeah, NASA's listening in. It's really fucked up. It's very fucked up. And speaking of NASA, don't even get me started on SpaceX. Freaking Elon Musk ruining Twitter.
Yeah, I used to go to Twitter, and there'd be funny people and cool porn. Elon Musk bought Twitter, and now no one's funny, and the porn sucks.
Yeah, it's a real head scratcher. Like I just don't know what happened
The
there.
porn sucks so bad. It's on, like, the porn is everywhere, but it's so bad that I don't even want to watch it.
I know. I open my friggin' phone in front of my kids, and it's like really bad porn, and I can't even be like, "Whoops, that's mine," because it sucks. I don't even want to claim it.
Yeah, dude, it's like fucking close-ups of some chick's vagina. It's just like,
I
why?
want to see all that. It's icky.
Yeah, what the hell? Well, get me back to Bob's, dude.
Yeah. Bring in some bobs.
I'm just a classic man, you know, just boobs.
Yeah. But
TNA.
anyway, I figure we should talk about your incident at the movie theater recently. I figured that'd be a good story for the pod.
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, I'd also just like to throw out a little bone for all the viewers. We'll be having on a special guest in our second half, so stay tuned for that. Very special
Mystery
guest.
guest.
Yeah, I had to work fucking like tooth and nail, fucking blood, sweat, and tears to get this guy on.
You did send a lot of emails for sure.
Yeah, I had to get in contact with his grandma, and sorry, that's a bit too much. I might let you guys know. You might be able to guess who the guest is now.
Yeah, true. It's a little hint for the future,
Yeah.
for the fans, for the heads.
Yeah, I went to this movie theater, and I was in there, and I went to go see Nosferatu. Great movie, by the way. You know, we love monsters here.
Yes.
And so I'm very excited for the new Wolfman movie, but Nosferatu, incredible. I wish it would have stayed closer to the source material and the books that Bram Stoker wrote, because, you know, like the Beatles, did it first, did it best.
Yes, Bram Stoker did the best job.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that brings us, that's a little callback to our Twitter porn.
Yes.
If they're playing Bram Stoker 3 on Twitter, I wouldn't be mad, but they're not. It's just like a close-up
They're
of
not.
some woman's snatch.
Yeah.
It's like, get this broad out of here. But yeah, I went to this movie to see Nosferatu, and it was awesome. But the seats, something about them just took the pleat out of my pants. And I was on a date, and I
Right,
didn't
and that's not a
notice.
figure of speech. You mean that quite
I'm-
literally.
I mean that literally.
Like your pants were
Like,
became-
girl, my pants were flat.
Your pants
no pleat.
became unpleated
Yeah.
by the leather AMC seats
Yeah.
that they probably hosed down.
I've been sitting in seats my whole life, and I've
Right.
never experienced a depleting.
Right.
So I fucking leave the theater, and my fucking docker is looking like a moron. I didn't even know. I get home, and I see they've been depleted, and so I call the manager. Well, first off, they put me with an employee, and I go, no, this will not do. You can't help me at all. And so they put me on with a manager. Nice people, by the way. Can't recommend them enough. The theater was incredible. Like, everything. It was expensive, but it was very clean. No complaints there. The staff were all pretty nice. But I get to the manager, I'm just like, dude, your seats, you got to go check them because something's wrong. And you either need to replace the seat or you need to, like, fix the fucking seats or replace them all.
Right, which is reasonable.
And he started asking me, like, well, what seat did you sit in? And I was like, it doesn't matter. They're all the same seats, okay? They're all the same seats, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, every seat is exactly the same, except
Yeah.
for the one for the wheelchair.
Yeah, except for the wheelchair seats, then those two big ones in the front for like, I don't even know what to call those guys, but you know the type of guys that get up there. They're like mouth breathing up there.
Yeah, they're sitting right at the front of the theater. Your neck is hurting. Like,
yeah,
why
dude,
would you even sit there?
You're like a fucking tortoise just staring up your neck.
Yeah.
Fucking Giraffe Jones up there.
Right. Slam dunk.
Yeah, all I wanted was free tickets to recompensate me for my damages and my troubles and my wounding, my emotional hurt.
Right.
And the guy was such a fucking rude guy. Great theater, by the way. But the manager was so rude, and he wouldn't even call me the tickets.
Damn.
So now I'm gonna call Docker's company later and just see what they're doing.
Yeah, that's good. And you said that you were on a second date at this event. Is that true?
Yeah, I've podcasts. I'm gonna let you guys in here on a secret.
We get deep here. We get deep on this podcast.
Like we're getting shit done. This is my first date in a while. Just the super cam charm. I get a lot of guys who want to be my friend. Not too many ladies.
Not a lot of ladies. You do get a lot of online attention.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, not a lot happens in real life, and that's fine.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Well, I got like a lot of stuff going on online, and just people. It's hard to conceptualize and explain that to women.
Right.
Because they're more like concerned about like fucking like their nails and shit.
Right. I mean, you're preaching to the choir. How do you think I feel explaining to people that, yeah, I play video games for a living online to a group of 15 to 20 strangers every single day?
How many of them are women?
It doesn't show on Twitch, but I'm going to guess about 0.
Yeah. Just guys like us, women, just, there's some things in your life you just gotta accept are not gonna happen. With me, that's women. And so I went on this date. It was our second date, actually. Our first one, we went to Red Lobster. I paid, of course.
Yes, as a gentleman. You're a gentleman. I know
yeah.
that you have chivalry.
Yeah, it went great. The only thing I was too upset about, I let the staff know this as well. They add on a 10% gratuity automatically.
What the fuck? That's fucked. A 10%?
Yeah.
Might as well take out your fucking
Which is
Amex card.
Yeah, I would have done like 30% normally, because that's the kind of guy I am.
Right.
But it's like, if you're gonna make me force me to do that on a date, hell no. So what I did was I left cash and I did a negative 10% tip.
So that went back into your bank account? All that cash got sucked back into your AMC account?
Yeah.
Not AMC, Amex is what I meant. I got
We're
movies
just
on the
too
brain.
busy thinking about movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like, you can't. I was gonna tip more, but you forced my hand to tip less.
Right.
So it's not my fault at all. I told that waitress, I was like, "Hey, broad, thank your manager, not me."
Right.
I couldn't do anything about this.
Yeah, you slam dunked on her, and then how did your date respond to that?
She was a little bit non-understanding.
Okay.
But I was able to just use that good old legume charm to get her back for a second date to the movies.
Right.
I thought the movies would be a nice choice. First off, I'm a movie buff.
Yes, you could flex on her with all your movie knowledge.
Yeah, I've seen like 500.
Yeah.
And I love monsters, so I would be able to talk about Nosferatu a lot. And also, it's my favorite theater. I've never had an issue like this before. And so we went and saw the movie, and then it was just fucking terrible. The date went great. I was rizzing her up. I was fucking Jonesy on that bitch.
Right, you were
Jonesy. It was truly like the Bay was baying. You know what I mean?
The Bay was baying.
And it was going great.
It was giving like perfect second date.
Yeah, dude, it was giving like slay.
Yeah.
And so I leave the theater, and I could tell that she's happy, but there's like a sparkle in her eye. That's wrong.
Something's off.
Yeah, I couldn't put my finger on it, so I took her to her car, and I went in for a kiss, and she let me do it on the cheek.
Nice.
Which, rubbed one out when I got home after that. I had such blue balls.
Right.
Especially
also because of the stress of the incident, too. Like, you had to get that out of there.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's a lot adding into that final J off.
Right.
That final release.
It was a big, long day.
Yeah, but I didn't even notice my plans were unpleated. And so I drove home, and I got home, and I entered the door, and my little fur babies greet me.
Right.
And I looked down, and pleats, they're gone.
Your perfectly pleated Dockers had been unpleated.
Yeah, they were gone from the fucking movie theater seats.
Yeah.
And at that instant, I called and just, I'm not going to rehash what I said earlier, but I exchanged some words. And then after he hung up and did not give me free tickets to see the new movie, I then jerked off.
Right. As one would, like I would do if I was in your situation, which of course I'm happily married, so I wouldn't be in this situation. But if I was to be, like I would have jerked off so fast.
Yeah, like it's quite embarrassing, but I believe that the manager hung up after he heard me take off my belt. Because it was like, you take off your belt, it's like, I do like the belt noise, and I believe he heard that and then hung up.
He heard that and
because he was about to give me free tickets until he heard my pants unbuckle.
And then he got furious, right?
He just hung up. I'm not sure if he thought I was peeing or maybe he knew what I was actually doing.
Okay,
and I was about to crank my
it's
hog.
time for me to get out of this phone call.
Yeah, but this just brings me to another issue that came up. I went to go on Pornhub.
Right.
And I live in Ohio, but in Indiana, they banned Pornhub. You have to upload your driver's license to use Pornhub.
Oh wow.
Dude, fucking I'm straight 1776.
Right.
What the fuck? Like, what the fuck Joe Biden, fucking NASA, Edward Snowden trying to fucking steal our jobs, fucking monitor us.
Yeah, and
steal our freedoms,
our access and our freedoms.
Steal our guns.
And it's pretty soon we're not even going to be able to have a beer when we get off work.
Yeah. I get fucking home, I should be able to go on Pornhub on my own laptop.
And get freaking fucked up.
Yeah, and get fucked up and just start jaying off without having to upload my state ID.
I should be able to come home, get blackout drunk, J-O-P-O, jack off, pass out.
Yeah. There's no putting on clothes in between this. No. J-O-P-O.
J-O-P-O, out, next day.
I'm interested in your opinion on this because you have children. What do you think about, porn being banned? Because I know that all politicians are like, well, these kids are watching porn. In my opinion, I was watching porn when I was a kid. I would fucking steal my dad's nudies, Megs. I'd fucking steal those things and jerk off to the centerpiece.
As you should, as is adolescenthood. That's what you're supposed to do. But here's my perspective as a parent. I got 2 kids, Zach and Dax.
How old?
Zach is 14.
So he's right in that area.
He's right in that age. Dax is 9.
Okay. He's about to be there.
And
I started jerking off extremely early. I was like 8 cranking it. I could never come, but I'd be like, oh.
Right. You kind of get a full body shiver, and then when you go to pee, like you kind of almost black out a little bit.
Yeah, and sometimes there's a little bit of blood because I did too much. Right. But keep going.
Right. You get like a metallic taste in the back of your throat that kind of tastes like a microwave.
Yes.
I know exactly what you're talking about. But anyway,
I haven't thought about that in like 40 years.
Zach and Dax, as I am an iPhone fan and an Apple products fan, I do give them Apple products, but here's the thing. I don't give them any phones. They each get an iPad Air. And they can take that to and fro school, to and fro their friend Evan's house, and they can text or FaceTime me on that, and that's all they need.
But you can only do that when connected to Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah, exactly.
There's no data.
Yeah, exactly.
That's interesting.
So here's how we get around the porn.
Do you think that you could put do you think that Apple is working on something? I'm just asking you this because you're a Apple professional.
Yeah, I know all the news.
Do you think that they're working on it so you can make your iPhone into your iPad so you can make calls? So you can have an iPhone, an iPad around your pocket and it's like an iPhone.
Here's the thing.
Cellular data.
We live in a capitalist environment, and although I do love products and Apple products, they do want to sell you both the iPad and the iPhone. So they're not going to have features on both of them so you can just pick one or the other. You have to kind of get both.
Okay.
But let me circle back to this porn problem.
Mm-hmm.
I have insane restrictions on both iPad Airs for both my sons. And you might be saying, oh, maybe when, because Zach is older, he might have less restrictions. No. There's only a couple apps that they have access to. They have Messages, and they have Woodblock Puzzle. And that is it.
No Angry Birds?
They have no Angry Birds, too violent.
What?
So they can go on Messages, they can message me, they can FaceTime me through the Messages app, but they cannot open the FaceTime app. So if they want to FaceTime me, they have to go through Messages. They cannot access the iPhone or the FaceTime app.
Why not?
Just because there's way too... I've heard a lot of stories of kids getting up to mischief on FaceTime and things, so I just said, we're done with that.
Okay.
And wood block puzzle is just for in the car. It's just in the car stuff. When they get in the car, they don't want to talk to me about their school day, so I say, pull out your iPad Air. Go ahead. Play wood block puzzle on the way
What
home.
level are they on, do you know?
Zach has not charged his iPad in about 6 weeks. I think he's only on level 6, but Dax is on level 1019. So
Whoa, that's so many levels.
And here's the thing, I don't think he realizes that the game developers did not make that many levels. They're just repeating, and he's been he's been finishing the same level for 600 of those levels.
Wow.
They just changed the color of the wood. That's all.
So it's like Tetris, yeah.
It's like Tetris, but it's actually a little concerning that he hasn't noticed because he's done it 600 times.
Okay.
He completed that last January. It's been a full year.
Wow.
So yeah, I got to talk to him about that. I've been thinking about that a lot. But yeah, so that's how I get around the pwn.
Is he in like normal classes in school?
Yeah, he's actually in the gifted program. But,
Really?
yeah, he's gifted, but in
Maybe
a way
he's just speed running that level. Because you ever heard of speed running?
Yes, I have heard about speedrunning.
He's
on
like
Twitch.
very special people. They're like, I only like this one game, so I'm gonna play it for 5 years straight.
Yes.
And I'm gonna play it faster and faster so I can play it more.
They're using like different secrets and hacks to try to beat the game as fast as
Yeah,
possible.
maybe he's doing that with like woodblock puzzle.
Here's the thing, he's not doing that because I've seen him play it, and it takes him a while to do the level. Like it's
Is it like a hard level?
You just did this same you just did this same level 200 times, buddy. Like it's not. You should know what you're doing right now. And he's like, I haven't done this one. I'm like, it just because the wood's different doesn't make it different. Like it's the same.
Maybe he has no pattern recognition skills.
Yeah, he has some issues. Like I'll put his clothes in like a drawer, and he just won't know anything's in there. Like he'll open the drawer and be like, what the heck?
Does he understand like traffic signs and like traffic patterns?
As far as I'm aware, he can't really see that great, so I don't think he'll ever be able to drive a car. One of his eyes is fully black.
Oh my god. Yeah.
So, but other than that, he also has really bad epilepsy.
No plane flying either.
Yeah, no way. Definitely not.
Yeah.
I think a job for him would be like he works at Subway.
Okay. Not the Subway, like the sandwiches.
No, he would work at like a Subway sandwich. He also could work at some kind of like, well, with a pattern recognition thing, I don't think he'd be good at working like a train situation or anything like that.
Yeah, they got signals, and the signals, it's like go or stop.
Yeah.
And this might be too complex.
That's just too complex with his black eye. Like, I just don't think. And when I say black eye, like, I'm talking about his
legitimately
his
black eye, yeah.
His eye
his
is
retina
blackened.
is black.
Yeah, it's blackened.
It's like you ever see someone do a lot of cocaine, and you're just like, okay.
Yeah, their nose kind of falls in like Voldemort.
Yeah, and their eyes, whenever they're high on the cocaine, we speak from experience, but it's just fully black.
Yeah, it's fully black.
You can just see the evil in there. And
That's kind of what him, and to be honest, I do kind of blame that on his mom. She drank a lot with him, not with Zach. Zach's actually a very talented flautist in the high school band.
Oh, sweet.
But
That's
Dax,
awesome.
Dax is he just has something off about him.
Have you ever done like a DNA test?
No, I have not. I might be interested in
Yeah.
that because his hair is a different color than mine or my wife's, and his eyes are obviously a gamble. So
Yeah, I'd do a DNA test on that because like I don't personally have any experience with this as far as fathering an illegitimate child or having a woman come up to me and say that a child that isn't mine is mine.
Right.
But I have seen the Mari show. I know it does happen.
Yeah, it does happen. And here's the thing.
So put on your backflipping shoes, man. You never know what might happen in life.
Yeah.
You might have one child from now on.
And right before Dax was, in my wife's belly, when he was like a baby in her belly, we did have an incident. I won't speak on that anymore, but we did have some kind of incident.
Okay. So
But maybe we could have Dax come on and we could do a live paternity test at some point.
Oh my, yeah, I would love that.
I think that'd be great.
I think the Monster Mash Power Hour Variety Hour 3000 fans would love that.
Yes, absolutely. And speaking of guests, we're gonna take a short intermission, and then when we come back, we'll have our guest here.
Yeah, our special guest, who, guys, you better be excited. I was toiling on the internet trying to get access to this guy's grandma fucking months. And he's a fucking mystery. Like, I don't know, you should probably get up with him on this to try to get him an iPhone product so that I can contact him easier.
Yeah, right.
But,
that's a good idea.
Yeah, we gotta something's got to. Actually, before we go to break, I have a question about your son's iPads.
Okay.
So, internet, like, do they have the internet on there?
They do not have the internet. As I said,
You can
just
delete
messages.
that?
Yeah, so I deleted Safari and I deleted the App Store. So there's
Oh
nothing
my
that they
goodness.
can get. They can't get anything else. And you might be asking, like, oh, I guess they could go on, like, Clock or Compass or Notes. No. Their home screen is 2 apps. They have no apps in the dock at the bottom.
Wow.
So it's just those 2 apps.
So, how do you re-download the App Store?
Well, I'd have to take it to a specialist, a genius, as they're called at the Apple Store, and I would say, can you put the App Store back on here? And I've been there a few times, pretty often, so they know me pretty well. So they'd be like, Arthur, it's good to see you. Of course, I can do that for you.
Do you ever take their classes?
I have taken a couple Genius classes. That's why I'm so well versed in Apple products, and I'm very good at using my MacBook.
Yeah, what I don't understand about MacBooks is why, and you might be able to help me with this because you're an Apple fan, but instead of having, like, closing out your tabs, they have green, yellow, red.
Yes. And
So
they're on the left-hand side.
Is it like I'm going, I'm stopping, or I'm waiting? It never clicked for me. I never understood it.
So here's what it is. It's green, yellow, red in the top left-hand corner.
Okay.
Green is go full screen. So that'll open up a full screen
Whoa.
situation. Yellow is minimize. And depending
way.
on your window situation, that could either minimize it to a medium-sized screen that's not full screen, or it could take it off of your screen completely. And of course, the red button will not fully close the program, but it will take it off of your screen immediately.
Okay.
In order to fully close, you have to go into the dock at the bottom of the Mac, double-click, go to Force Quit at the bottom, and that will get rid of the program.
And they're just okay. That's interesting. How are you concerned with your son not being able to read traffic lights and also being an iPhone fan? How is he going to navigate that?
He is not very good at navigating his iPad, so I don't know that he will graduate to iMac.
He can't navigate his iPad? There's 2 apps.
Like I said, one of his eyes is ruined. So
Okay.
he has trouble navigating two apps. And as I said, he's been doing the same puzzle on woodblock puzzle for about a year. So,
yeah. But he is gifted.
He's gifted. He's gifted in a way that is unknown to this world. This is what I've been told by his guidance counselor.
You might be raising a seer. Whenever people would be born like this back in like the ancient Greek times, they would send them up into caves and they would become like oracles, like the oracle at Delphi.
Okay.
Often in those caves there'd be like chemicals and shit that make the people go nuts.
Okay, like I think some kind of like gaseous cloud that they would be inhaling.
Yeah, it was like a lot of like lithium and like mercury and shit.
Right.
But it'd make them very smart. So I'd look into putting that.
You're saying I should probably put him in a cave with some lithium gas and things like that.
Yeah, lithium can't hurt him.
Okay.
Like, with how fucked up he is, you can't hurt that.
I'm going to go... Well, he has an appointment with Dr. IMAX soon, so I'm going to see... that's IMAX, by the way, not iMac, of course. I know it's confusing.
Oh, I thought you were doing a little pun about Apple products.
No, I know... You know me.
Yeah.
You know me. I'm always talking about the Apple products. New iPhone, iPad. But here's the thing. His doctor's name is Dr. Alexander IMAX. And so that's his pediatrician. So I'm going to take him back to him soon. We have, I got to be real, we do have frequent visits with him because he is very concerned. He's never seen a child like this. So I'm going to talk to him about getting him on some lithium gas.
Yeah, well, they have, like, tablets and stuff. But, yeah, they, I've been reading, I'm pretty into history and monsters and stuff. They used to have just, like, sicknesses of the mind that we just don't really have anymore.
Right.
Like, you got, like, the coffin loonies. You know, you just keep coughing, you just can't stop dancing until you fucking die. Some people would just walk forever.
Yes, I've heard about that.
Like, they just, in, like, a fugue state, and they just walk to, like,
Job
Milan.
from the Bible.
I thought it was always Job.
I believe his name is Job, like an occupation.
That makes sense, because that's where the name Job
comes from.
Because
his job was to walk in the desert.
Oh, okay. That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
I've read the Bible, so I know that.
Yeah.
I knew that. Shout out Abel, by the way.
Shout out Abel.
But yeah, we're going to be taking a quick little bathroom break here, because I know we both, our bladders ain't too good.
Yeah, I have to diarrhea all over the bathroom real quick, but I'll be back.
Yeah, so we'll be coming back this will be like 10 minutes for us, but this will be like 2 seconds for you guys. So catch you all on the flip side.
Wow,
What?
bro.
Bro!
They
Hold
gonna use beer for that?
up. Is that beer?
Yeah.
Water, ice, salt, water,
Ay.
ice, salt,
Ay.
water,
Ice, salt,
That pizza look good as fuck, bro.
Dang, that look
Hungry as shit
good.
right now, cuz. I know that's not what I think it is.
A water balloon?
Yes! You just read my mind. What was y'all thinking? Hey,
What are they gonna do now?
I don't need
Bruh. What is that?
put boiled water in there and then put it in the freezer. It's never gonna freeze because it's boiled. It's boiled.
It's boiled. It's boiled. Hey.
What is?
They're gonna use glue?
Oh, that's stuck.
Bruh.
Hey, I prank with somebody.
And we're back from our little potty break.
Welcome back. It was a good little break. I did have, unfortunately, a bad time, but I feel a lot lighter now.
Yeah, there's only one bathroom, so it was very awkward because I went first, and then I had to wait like 45 minutes.
Yeah,
So honestly, like right now, I'm kind of feeling it again.
Here's the thing. When I got in there, I started sweating so hard and my heart was racing, so I had to take all my clothes off. And I was just sweating all over the floor. But now I feel way better.
Yeah, I poop every single time with all my clothes off.
Yeah, me too. It
I-
also depends on the severity of it. Like when I go to work, like I have to take all my clothes off to poop.
Yeah, I've done it a few times. If it's like a quick little, like in and out, I might leave my shirt on, pants off.
Yeah,
But-
yeah, pants come all the way off. If I have shoes on, they're gone anyway. Like I
Yeah.
take them off.
Well, I could just never get over the fear of sometimes because my penis is so big, I'll like pee and it'll go between the seat and the little like rim and just shoot onto my shoes and pants. And that's happened to me like a lot. And I have learned from my mistakes, and so that's why I now go fully nude. So that way it just goes on the floor everywhere, and I can just like leave it for the next guy. But yeah, it's just big issue.
Yeah, and if you get pee like on your shins, like bare shins, that's fine. You
Yeah.
just wipe that off with the toilet paper. But if you're wearing pants,
If I get piss all over the knees of my khakis, like how do I explain that?
yeah, you're already dealing with
Yeah.
a lot of khaki-related issues. So like,
If
it's
it was
fine.
like just like a little bit of dribble around like the zipper, I could just say that they were like calico cut pants and that it was like a new fashion trend or something.
yeah, or you could say Here's what I do. If I get a little driblet on my pants, sometimes I'll run the sink and just cover my whole front in water. And I'll say, man, that sink was on the fritz when I come back out. And everyone's like, oh, I guess the sink was on the fritz.
Yeah.
And no one's knowing that I have pee on the outside of my pants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, all this poop talk has made me realize I really have to go again. So I'm sorry to all our listeners, but I have to go.
Gotcha. I'll land the plane while you're gone.
Arthur, hold it down for me, man.
I'll hold it down for you. So what I was thinking was talking about earlier about my stuff.
Hello.
Oh, hello. It appears hey listeners, it appears our guest is here a little bit early, so
Hello.
I'm gonna let him introduce myself as he is a freaking legend of the business. So our special guest today, why don't you introduce yourself?
I like cone.
Oh my god, everyone, it's Cone Kid from Instagram and TikTok. Give him a round of applause.
Hey, thank you.
Cone Kid, thank you so much for being
Thank
here.
you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming on the pod. I'm sorry, my co-host Cameron Legume has stepped out of the room to use the restroom, but it's nice.
Everyone's got to go. It's all right.
You get it, absolutely.
I eat a lot of cones, so I'm always, I poop.
Yeah, I bet you have corn in your shit too. That's so funny.
I do.
But yeah, cool kid. Thanks for coming around. So here's what I wanted to ask you about. How has fame changed you?
Well, I went back to 4th grade, and all the kids were like, I saw you on the internet. And it was really cool for like 3 days. And then,
Yeah, I bet
and
it
then
was.
everyone was kind of mean to me. They were like,
Oh.
say it, Cone Kid. And I'd just have to be like, I like Cone. And yeah, at lunch, they'd start to take all my lunch items and stuff. and they'd be like, "Well, you have cone, you don't need this." It was like
So
I
when you would go in, they would have like a Eagle Bowl or the KFC Famous Bowl style lunch for lunch. They would take the mashed potatoes and the chicken and the gravy and just leave you with the cone.
If the cone was on the side, yes, but most of the time, I'm not sure how they did this in your school, but the cone was mixed in.
Okay, I see.
So the bullies were not nice enough to pick the cone out for me. So I had to just drink some milk.
So you're saying that you initially faced a lot of love from your classic cone video, which I've seen over 1,000 times, of course.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of love over it. Probably the greatest moment in my life was seeing the Cone Kid remix.
Yes, of course, the classic
That's
song.
my ringtone right now.
It's Cone, a big lump with knobs.
A big lump of knobs.
That's your favorite. That's one of my favorite songs for sure.
Thank you.
So it's really great to have you here. Is there anything that you want to do with your career now that you've achieved A-list status?
I feel like we are at a very important point in Hollywood with the advent of influencers and how they affect the social media landscape. I feel like I could really translate this cone stuff into a real career.
So would you ever want to do like a cone movie?
Well, it's kind of interesting. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of the meme movie. It was something on Indiegogo and Patreon and all those kind of websites, but they're making a movie about memes.
Okay.
And I freaking love memes.
I haven't heard of it. What's one of your favorite memes?
Taste on Chocolate Wayne.
Taste on.
I love. Well, actually, fuck my favorite moment being the Cone Kid song. My favorite moment of all time in my Cone career was going on the set of the meme movie and meeting Tay Zonday in real life.
I'm sure that was surreal. If I ever met Tay Zonday, I think I'd freeze the fuck up.
Yeah,
I'd just freeze the hell up.
I knew he really appreciated me because I was like, Tay Zonday, I love your content, and I really appreciate the songs for the lyrics.
Yes.
Any real fans, I feel so bad for Mr. Zonday because everyone was making fun of his song, but it was actually really deep about, black oppression and Chocolate Wayne. And he also made a lot of other cool songs about the Skyrim theme, and he made one about the economy. And he's just a really smart guy, and he's one of my heroes and mentors. Actually, one of the cool things that came... Well, let me get back to my point about the meme movie.
Yes.
It never got made. It was a whole scam. It was a whole ass scam, yeah.
It was a scam by the creators?
Yeah. And me being the funny guy I learned it was a scam, and I was like, it's scam.
It's a scam. That's why we have you on the pod, because you're just the funniest. You're a lovable kid. We love having you on.
I'm 12.
You're 12, of course. Speaking of similar scams online, I actually donated around $12,000 to Doug Walker, aka the Nostalgia Critic, for
Who's that?
He's a classic YouTuber, kind of in the similar vein as the Angry Video Game Nerd, if you know him.
I wasn't allowed to watch that guy because in the theme song he swore.
He swore, yeah. Well, there was a game show that the Nostalgia Critic Doug Walker was going to create, and it actually ended up being horrible, and I couldn't get my money back. So I definitely see where you're coming from there.
What was the game show called?
I kind of forget, but I did donate $12,000 to it. So
did it happen to be called Internet Quiz Hotshot?
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly.
I actually was offered to be on there.
Really?
I didn't even know the guy's name, but now that you say it, I think it was a man named Doug who emailed me.
Okay.
We didn't email me, he emailed my grandma.
Yes.
You can only get in contact with me via my grandma. But he emailed me, and he wanted me to play a guy, and I was going to sit there, and I wouldn't have to say anything, which was a red flag, because I'm known for saying stuff.
Yeah, you're known for your
I'm
classic
known
lines.
for saying cone.
Cone, big lump with knobs.
But yeah, he just wanted me to stand there he wanted me to wear some army stuff and stand there with a machine gun and then threaten to shoot people. He just wanted me to threaten to shoot people if they acted out of line, and my grandma thought it wasn't a very good opportunity. So I'm very glad that my grandma was very savvy, like Michael Jordan's dad, and actually his mom, when she was negotiating with Nike.
Yes.
And managed to steer me away from that. Because I could have been on that show. I could have been on that show while you were paying $12,000 to it, and you would have paid $12,000 to me to stand there with a gun and then I would have shot people.
Yeah, isn't that funny how that works out? Like, I could have been paying your salary
It's
on
such
the
a
Doug
small
Walker
world.
game show, and now we're paying you $600 to be here on our very first episode, the maiden voyage of our podcast. So thank you so much for being on here.
How is that going, by the way? As I wanted to just, from one celebrity to another, how is that going?
The podcast?
Yes.
It's going very well. We're setting up a Patreon.
I'm very happy for you. How
thank
much
you.
money do you make?
We, well, we haven't made anything yet, but
Oh, wow.
we know that, I know, of course, speaking, like, you and I, we make different money. Like, as a Cone Kid, of course, you make hundreds of millions every year just because you're, you know. Is that still the case for you, even a couple years after your relevancy?
I am a Cone millionaire. My grandma was able to invest the money that I made through the Cone Kid video into many prisons.
Okay.
Yeah, she put it into a lot of for-profit prisons, and they've been making us a lot of money.
So you're saying that all of the money from the Cone Kid video and song has gone into for-profit prisons, and you are seeing returns on investment there?
Yes. Well, it's interesting because not all of it.
Okay.
We're actually pursuing litigation right now on Facebook, and Cone Kid got uploaded over 1 billion times.
Wow.
Not people have seen it. It got uploaded 1 billion times, and so imagine if one person saw every video, 1 billion people saw Cone Kid. They saw me.
That's
they saw
1/8 of the entire
They saw
world.
me. Yeah.
They saw
And-
you.
Yeah, and so I didn't see any of those profits. So
Okay.
right now I'm in litigation against Facebook to try to earn some of those profits, but it's very hard right now because a lot of those accounts are from Mumbai, and
I see.
since it's not in the United States, it's hard to litigate against them, is what my grandma has been telling me.
Right. So
It's
your
called-
grandma's in an international lawsuit with Facebook and Facebook accounts in Mumbai.
Yes.
And from there, that's how you'll get more money. And is the prison kind of funding this lawsuit? The for-profit
It's all
prisons?
funding everything. Really, like, my grandma and I put the first $3 million into prisons, and from those prisons, we've gotten $5 billion back.
Okay, so
5 million
So
back.
that's a large return on investment, and this was within the past 2 years. You've
Yes.
received $3 billion.
Million, yeah.
Okay.
Once we get this Facebook lawsuit settled, we'll get a lot more. Because there's also a legal loophole my grandma's been telling me about where if you win hard enough, they will pay for your lawyers.
Okay.
So my grandma has been paying the most expensive lawyers we can to try to get more money from the lawsuit. Because if we win, Mark Zuckerberg will pay us for all the lawyer fees.
Okay.
So my grandma has like 7 lawyers right now just working around the clock. And it's honestly around the $3 million that we put into the prisons has been pretty much $3 million of that has been used for these lawyers.
Okay,
But
just for lawyers.
That's tax
fees.
deductible. So don't all the podcast listeners don't worry about it. Donate to Cone Kid on Patreon because I do need it, but I'm doing okay.
Yeah, of course. We'll link your Patreon in
Thank
in the bottom of the description there.
Thank you.
So everyone can go there. I gotta be real. I'm pretty starstruck having you in our podcast space right now.
Do you want me to do it again?
Yeah, could you, if you wouldn't mind, would you be able to perform the Cone Kid video and song for us?
It's Cone. Big lump of knobs. It's got the juice.
It's got the juice.
Thank you.
Wow.
It's Cone.
That was incredible. Thank you so much for doing that.
I've been working on some Michael Jackson moves as well.
Okay. How about, can you do a Michael Jackson impression?
Well, okay. That's about it.
So-
Anything else than that, I would have to get into his various lawsuits and like all the stuff with Neverland Ranch.
Right. Right. Right.
You know they have a Ferris wheel there.
I did hear about that.
The
Yes,
Michael
I saw
Jackson
that doc.
estate invited me to Neverland Ranch, but I didn't go because I wouldn't be able to meet the man.
His estate invited you after you became famous.
Yes.
They're kind of carrying on his legacy in that way of inviting famous children to the Neverland Ranch.
Yeah, they said I was gonna be able to meet like Ryan's toy review.
Oh, so Rise there?
I believe he has, yeah, Rise there. I believe he has like a residency there. Something with like, you know how Elvis was with the casinos.
Yeah, of course. Like he was involved with the mafia, so he had to stay there. So you're saying Ryan's tour review is in deep debt to the Neverland Ranch, so he has to perform there for a long time and stay there and sleep there.
I'm not gonna put that on the record, but you know, you start asking questions like, where do all these toys come from, and you don't like the answers.
Right.
Like where Ryan's toy review, he has so many toys. Where do they all come from, and where do they go? Well, I'm not saying this, but maybe from my time at Neverland Ranch, all the toys in his videos go there.
Wow.
Into all those rooms.
That's, I mean, not an allegation, but it's something to think about just for our listeners, right?
Legally, this is all true.
Okay, legally, this is all real.
Yeah, and I'm Cone Kid.
And you're Cone Kid. Thank you so much for being here.
Of Const. That was a little cone pun. I said of coast, but I replaced it with cone.
Of Const.
Yeah, I got many more if you don't want to kick me off the show.
Would you like to? How about a couple more, and then we'll send you back to your grandma's house, or
okay,
the Neverland Ranch, wherever you would like to be.
I don't want to go back to Neverland Ranch.
Right.
I don't want to go back there.
Right.
My grandma's outside, and she, I think she may be honking at me to come, but I'm just too into this podcast is too good. So
it's too good.
I'll let off a few more puns.
Okay. Yeah, give us something that the fans can use in the future.
Yeah. So I ever since Hollywood, I've been getting invited to these like poker games, and I'll go there, and everyone there is making like homophobic remarks to me, and they'll be like, "Oh, Cone Kid, you got a queen for the queen," and I noticed it, and I wasn't too happy.
Are there any high-level executives that you would name drop that are
Lorne Michaels was there, and Lorne Michaels told me, because he was talking to me. He actually is the one who got me on the game because he wanted to have me on SNL.
Oh wow!
To do a Cone sketch.
Host.
Yeah, I would host and do a Cone monologue, but I was in this poker game, and he was like, "Kid, you gotta give it just like you take it," and I was like, "Okay." And so the next time, this guy was like, "Oh, and here's a 10 for the queer." And I was like, here's a 2 for the gay guy. And nobody laughed. And they asked me, and that's my cone pun.
So, Cone Kid, are you willing to say that you are homophobic? Or were you acting in a homophobic nature?
No, I support gay people. And Hodges v. Oberfell, I think that's a very good Supreme Court decision. But in that environment, all those men... like Lorne Michaels and Bob Hope were all being homophobic to me, and I felt my only recourse was to be homophobic back.
I see. So you're not proud of that decision.
When I got home, I said a Hail Mary or two.
Okay.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with Cone.
Give us a cone.
Yeah, I played Cone now because Cone is giving me all.
Yeah.
But I hear my grandma, she's like beeping outside, and I gotta go.
Well, thank you, Cone Kid, for coming on. It's Cone, a big lump with knobs. It's been great to have you on here. Hopefully we can have you again sometime.
I would love to come back on. I heard outside, I was listening outside the door to the first part of your podcast about a paternity test, maybe.
Yes.
I would love to host that if possible.
Okay.
So you have my grandma's email. Just email her with the information, and she'll get back to you. But
that sounds great.
That's been it from me, Cone Kid.
Well, thank you so much, Cone Kid. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
And I just heard the door open. Cone Kid, that is Cameron Legume.
Yo, Cone Kid, what's up?
He's actually on the way out. He's on the way out.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
I can't believe I missed him.
You missed him.
What are the odds, man?
I know.
Cone Kid was my favorite part of 2021 act. Did you know that?
I did know that, yeah.
It was probably the worst year of my life, and his video was the only thing that kept me from killing myself.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that on New Year's Eve. You said the only thing that was good about this year was Cone Kid's video. Otherwise, I would have killed myself if that video hadn't come out.
Yeah, that's true. That's Super Cam Central right there.
That's classic Super Cam.
How'd the interview go?
It was pretty good. He said some homophobic remarks, which was kind of strange.
No, what?
He said he was being homophobic.
He was like, "It's Dick." Did he say that?
He didn't say that. That would have
Okay.
been great, though. You should email that to his grandma so that he can say that. Might not be appropriate, but you should.
Yeah, always hitting on her
know
in the
that.
parking lot. She kept beeping, and so I had to. It took me so long because this woman kept beeping in the parking lot, and I had to go out there, and I was like, "What is wrong?" Because we're in the studio
Yeah,
right
it was
now.
coming up on the mics. Like I could see the mics like picking that up.
Yeah, and so I went out there, and she was like, "I have to take my son to karate practice," and I was like, "Who's your son?" And she was like, "Cone Kid," and I was like. I did the whole entire song for her.
Wow.
I had to prove I was a huge fan.
Wow.
But yeah, she just wouldn't stop beeping after I told her to stop.
Yeah. What a crazy situation that is. That's kind of nuts.
Yeah, but I'm glad the interview went well.
Yeah, it was good.
I can't believe he's homophobic.
Yeah, so
Did he
we
drop,
know
like, any
that now.
slurs?
No, he didn't say any slurs. He just kind of said some strange remarks about a poker game with him and Lorne Michaels and Bob Hope.
Okay, that's very interesting that Lorne Michaels and Bob Hope.
Yeah, and I
thought
thought
Bob
Bob
Hope
Hope was
dead.
dead.
Okay, so I don't.
He might be confused. Like I think he is only 12, so I think he doesn't really know. He shouldn't have been there. First of all, he definitely shouldn't know who Bob Hope or Lorne Michaels is. So it might have been two completely different people. This might have just been like a card game.
Yeah, you might have just been playing with like some mobsters.
Yeah, true. Or
and
just
then
like
it might have made sense why they're making homophobic remarks.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense.
I've never been around those. Well, I guess I've been around Italian people who really root against like gays and stuff.
Right, absolutely. Yeah. Well, this has been a great episode of
Yeah, this has been episode 1 of the Monster Match Power Variety Hour 3000 with your host Super Cam and
Arthur Alvarez.
So yeah, catch us next week. Whenever we get back on, we're gonna have a new guest. I've been emailing a lot of people. This next one should be pretty big.
Yeah.
Not as big as Cone Kid, of course.
Our
'cause-
first real monster, though.
Oh yeah, Cone Kid. I guess he isn't really a monster. I guess if he's homophobic, he could be a monster.
Some would see him as a
Yeah.
monster because of his homophobic behavior.
If I was a piece of cone, I'd see him as a monster.
That's true. That's very true.
You know, did he say porn?
I don't think so.
Fuck.
I kind of wanted to hear him say pwn.
I was
but
gonna do
I
a
didn't think it
Cone
would be
Kid.
appropriate.
Yeah, I was gonna do a bit with the corn kid where I was gonna try to get him to say pone as
Yeah.
much as possible, and any other words ending in RN.
Right.
I was gonna like try to get him to say thorn,
Yeah.
porn,
Phone, pwn,
corn.
cone,
phone,
phone,
heater. He probably would have been like, "That's a heater."
Hita. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would have been like, yeah. I
But
guess it's
yeah.
fine now. You guys, my main one for having the Cone Kid on here was not to interview him, but to
To
try
get
to
him to say pwn.
get him to say pone, so we'd have the new viral clip of 2025.
Right.
But you know,
But
life
yeah.
you can't always get what you want. And on that note, have a great Monday, guys.
Have a great Monday, guys. Thanks so much.
Thanks for listening.